Okay, today we're going to talk about a financial tool that a ton of people have, but almost nobody really understands. It might just be the most powerful retirement account hiding in plain sight, and we're about to show you exactly why.
So let's start with a number that should really make you sit up and pay attention. $345,000. Yeah, according to Morgan Stanley, that's what an average retired couple might need after taxes just for healthcare. It's a huge number, and it shines a spotlight on this massive financial challenge that, honestly, we all need a plan for.
So how in the world do you plan for that? Well, a lot of us who have a high-deductible health plan also have access to something called a health savings account, or an HSA. But you know what? Most people just treat it like this little short-term piggy bank. A place to stash cash for prescriptions or a quick doctor's visit. And let me tell you, that is a massive, massive missed opportunity.
Because an HSA isn't just some piggy bank. It's a full-blown investment vehicle with a unique superpower, what's known as the triple tax advantage. And this, right here, is what makes it completely different from every other retirement account out there.
Okay, first advantage, your contributions are tax-deductible. The money you put in gets taken right out of your paycheck, before taxes are even calculated. What does that mean for you? It means you immediately lower your taxable income for the year, and that means you pay less in taxes right now. It's a benefit a lot of us already know from our 401ks.
The second advantage is where things get really, really powerful. See, unlike a normal savings account, you can actually invest the money in your HSA. We're talking stocks, bonds, mutual funds, the whole shebang. And all of the earnings, all the growth, it's all completely 100% tax-free.
And here it is, the knockout punch, the third advantage. When you actually need that money for a qualified medical expense, could be years down the road, you can pull it out completely tax-free. No income tax, ever. Think about that. Money goes in tax-free, it grows tax-free, and it comes out tax-free. No other account in existence does that.
So how does this triple threat really stack up against the accounts we all know, like the 401k? Come on, let's put them side by side and see what happens.
And here's where it just becomes crystal clear. With a traditional 401k, your money goes in tax-free, but you get taxed on the way out. With a Roth, it's the exact opposite. Only the HSA, when you use it for medical costs, gives you that perfect trifecta: tax-free in, tax-free growth, and tax-free out.
And that little difference? Over a lifetime of saving, it becomes enormous. Check this out. Based on one projection model, a fully maxed out HSA could end up being worth over $700,000 more than a traditional 401k. That's just the sheer mathematical power of avoiding taxes at every single stage of the game.
So, the power is undeniable, right? But how do you actually use one of these things? Well, there are a few key rules you've got to know.
First, and this is the big one, you have to have a high-deductible health plan to even be eligible. For 2025, you can put in up to $4,300 for an individual or $8,550 for a family. If you're 55 or older, you can throw in an extra grand. And this is so important. Unlike one of those use-it-or-lose-it flexible spending accounts, this money never expires. It's yours. It just rolls over year after year, forever. And here's the kicker. Once you hit 65, you can pull money out for any reason at all. If it's not for a medical cost, you'll just pay income tax on it, which basically turns the account into a traditional 401k. It's a win-win.
Now, as amazing as this all sounds, it's really important that we look at the whole picture. HSAs and the health plans they're attached to are definitely not without their critics. There are some really significant concerns about how they affect the entire healthcare system.
This quote from the Urban Institute really gets to the heart of the argument against HSAs. The biggest concern is that these plans don't actually lower healthcare costs, they just change who ends up paying the bill.
So let's break that down. First, there's this idea of risk segmentation. The fear is that these plans are really attractive to healthy people who don't use much healthcare. This leaves sicker, more expensive people in the traditional insurance pools, which could make their premiums skyrocket. Second, these plans really do favor the wealthy, who can afford to max out the account and treat it like an investment, and who get the biggest tax break from it. And finally, and this is maybe the most important point, there's a real worry that the high deductible itself might make people, especially folks with lower incomes, skip going to the doctor or getting treatment because they can't afford that initial out-of-pocket cost.
So here's the bottom line. The health savings account is, without a doubt, one of the most tax-advantaged accounts you can possibly have. For people who can use it strategically, it's an absolute wealth-building powerhouse. But it exists inside this really complex system, and there are valid questions about fairness and access. So the question for you isn't just how you can use this tool, but how it fits into your own life and the much, much bigger picture of healthcare.